Guys, how's it going, everybody? My name is Blitzwinger, and ladies and gents, welcome back to a brand new and very epic video here for LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2. Today, we're going to be celebrating the very short and upcoming release of Avengers Endgame as we take a look at all of our customs for Avengers Endgame. But before we get to that, we do need to make one correction to this costume because, don't get me wrong, I think the costume is actually quite accurate, but we're going to make a tiny little tweak in the costume to make it more accurate, or in the character more accurate, to the Captain Marvel that we see on screens, both in the Captain Marvel movie and we will see, of course, in Avengers Endgame. Probably the main difference is, well, that haircut. We need to change that up quite a bit. So this is going to be our one adjustment here. I know a lot of you guys, I should actually say this as well, because a lot of you guys were telling me like, hey dude, why don't you build Rocket Raccoon? What's up with that? Why did you ignore building Rocket Raccoon? That is lame, blah, 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 so on and so forth. So the only reason why I did not build Rocket Raccoon is because it's just simply impossible to do so. I thought the folks that watched the Ant-Man video listened to that part, but I guess they just skipped that altogether. So I guess just needed to re-clarify that. It's not because I don't like the character Rocket Raccoon or anything ridiculous like that. It's just simply due to the fact that there's no way to actually build him in the game, even somewhat accurately. So let's make the adjustments here to Captain Marvel. I think they have her face. Captain Marvel, there we go, no mask, and we're gonna go with the unmasked look, by the way, for the character. I guess let's adjust all the other variables here. So that's the costume. Can't change the colors on the costume, unfortunately. You know what, actually, let's check what are the regular arms that they gave Captain Marvel, because I think we could probably do a little bit better than maybe the default ones, because I think the default ones, by default, they're just blue, which Captain America, okay, so she would be... Okay, yeah, she would be in between these two. So they don't even have the arms available. Okay, so based on that, let's take a look at if we can find something that has some red in it, which this is actually not a bad solution. The Nova Prime arms. That's actually, if they're... Actually... You know what? I think we could make that work. Because I think if we pick the right red to match here, which, by the way, I do think we should go with the darker red for the gloves. I think it looks nicer that way. So we go with that. And then we would need to adjust the hips. I don't know if they have Captain Marvel hips here. I'm not even sure. Captain America, Captain Marvel, they do. Brilliant. And then I would assume, by process of elimination, they have Captain Marvel leg pieces as well, which I don't mind, because I think they're actually quite accurate. Although, since we are going for the movie look, she doesn't have that, like, skirt tied up on there. So I think maybe we should just go with the plain... That's too bright. Darn it. Do they have something that's a little bit of a darker blue? Because that would be good. Even something like that would be somewhat more decent, because it gives us a little bit of that paneling and everything like that for the costume. And it sort of ties in well with the hip piece, you know, with the red and everything like that. So I think that's a pretty decent look. We obviously need to remove the cape. Wow, this is turning out to be a lot more extensive of an adjustment than I thought it would be. Oh, I just realized the legs won't work because they're way too bright. I just noticed that right now. Darn it. Man. They really don't have too many of these leg pieces that are this dark blue design, which sort of stinks. I'm trying to remember. Her boots are red. So that's another adjustment we would need to make. Oh. Okay. That works pretty well. There we go. We got the red boots going. Now we do need to give her kind of a longer-ish haircut. That's too long. This is probably going to prove a little bit tougher than I thought. I think that's a little bit too short. That's probably a little bit too long. I feel like she doesn't have quite such a long haircut. Long wavy, long straight. Is there medium? Long curly, long fringe. Medium wavy. There we go. That should be fine. medium length, sorry, for the haircut. And then for the color, trying to get it to be kind of this blondish, brownish. I don't even know how to describe the color exactly. That's not that. It's not that either. I think this is the closest to it, though. So I think that gives us the closest look to the wonderfully awesome... oh, wait, no, not passive. We need the double jump, of course, for flight. The wonderfully awesome Captain Marvel. Oh, no, no, no. Wait a minute. Forgot to change up the name. Now, the one character that I think would be cool to adjust here, or possibly build, is, of course, the Hulk. And I thought of building the Hulk. I genuinely did. But I just knew for a fact that it was not going to turn out very well. Just on the basis that anytime I've ever tried or attempted to build that character, it just looked and turned out really, really badly. Did I change the name and everything properly? Okay, cool. There we go. We can back out. Okay, so with that character now completed, let's take a look at our entire roster of characters, because we have 9 of them to take a look at. So I would love to hear from you guys as to which one is your personal favorite out of the 9 that we built. Also, in addition to that, I would love for you guys to leave your predictions for the Endgame movie. Leave them down in the comment section below. Don't edit your comment. Be honest and be fair. Only, I guess, you could judge that. But go on ahead and leave your prediction for the movie, and then come back here once the movie is live and see if your prediction came true or not. I think that could be a cool challenge. So let's start with our first character, the one that we just built, and that is Captain Marvel. And I think we did a pretty excellent job with this character. I think she looks far more accurate to the Brie Larson interpretation of the character. So I think that that is definitely a step up, and that is the way we see her in the trailers and a little bit post-credit scenes and everything. Well, in the post-credit scene, she actually wore like just kind of regular civilian clothing, but that's her Endgame look. Now, from there, let's transition to all of our other characters. So first up, we have Nebula here. She comes along with a cool blaster, and we did redesign a really cool Quantum Realm suit for most of our characters. So you see, obviously, a lot of repetition in the torsos, or in the armor, I should say, of the characters. But outside of that, I'm pretty proud of all of our designs. Then we have Iron Man right here, who will stand out quite a bit compared to a lot of the other looks. Just because of the helmet and everything like that. Obviously, a very different look for the character of Tony Stark. And we do have the Tony Stark head under the mask as well, which unfortunately I can't show you because it doesn't have an idle animation to support that. Then we have Thor right here. The God of Thunder comes along with Stormbreaker, of course, because that was his newly acquired tool in Avengers Infinity War. Spoiler alert, although, to be fair, I mean, it's been a while at this point. You'd hope that you know that already. If you're interested in Avengers Endgame, I would imagine you've watched Infinity War. Then we have Black Widow, which is one of our coolest looks. And we went with the longer hair that we see in the end scene, because it's interesting because she's one of those characters that even in the trailer, multiple hairstyles. So a little odd there. I'm not going to go into that in more detail because that would be probably spoiling things and my predictions for the movie. But we went with the actual hairstyle that we see for her in that kind of ending epic walking scene of the latest trailer for Avengers Endgame. She does also have the dual-wielding pistols. She looks pretty epic, if I must say so myself. Now, from there, we transition to our next character, which is actually going to be the Captain himself, Captain America. And a few people gave me like a bunch of grief about the fact that I didn't give him the beard. I'm like, did you watch the trailer? He shaves. Like, yeah, we all like the cool beard look that he had in Infinity War, but he doesn't have the beard anymore in Endgame, or at least he seemingly does not. So, obviously, as you can see, we had to go on ahead and be accurate in that sense. We adjusted the hairstyle as well, and I wish I would have been able to actually give him an accurate shield so he would look cool. I was kind of pondering to give him the Wakanda shields that he had from Infinity War, because I actually thought they looked pretty epic, but we went with the regular styled shield, and some of you guys liked that design, some of you didn't. Luckily, of course, if you own the game, you can adjust that look as you see fit. Then we have War Machine right here, aka Rhodey, of course. It looks pretty awesome in his suit. Unfortunately, we weren't able to have the War Machine helmet because it wasn't actually available there, so that stinks. If it was, we would have obviously given him the helmet as well. Then we have Hawkeye here, with his brand new hairstyle that we see, kind of inspired by that Ronin look that he has in the movie. So not only will we see him as Ronin, but we will also at some point see him in that Quantum Realm suit. He's got the cool bow and arrow, looking very, very, very awesome. And I'm actually really glad happy with the way that this design turned out. Then from there, we have our second to last, well, actually, I guess our last character, because Captain Marvel was already showcased. And this would be Ant-Man, and we did go on ahead and even include his shrinking and regrowing ability in here, which is super duper awesome. So I'm actually pretty stoked with the way he turned out. And we also kind of in some way figured out how to glitch the shrinking mechanism where can almost always stay shrunk down. So that was pretty epic as well. So with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I do indeed hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know which of these designs you liked the most. Leave your predictions for Avengers Endgame also down in the comment section below. And of course, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please take a quick moment to hit that like button. That is always very, very, very highly appreciated, and it truly does go a long way in helping out the video to be seen by more folks so that they can share their ideas for Avengers Endgame as well. And of course, let's be honest, it helps the channel. So thank you guys so very much for watching. I'll hopefully catch you guys here on the next one. Peace out. See you laters, alligators.